Hey, welcome back to Corey's Whitetail Woods. I am getting ready to go on the same annual Ohio hunting trip with my cousin that I went on last year in November. Last year it was in the very beginning of November. This year it's going to be the week of the 11th. I'm leaving tomorrow at about noon on Tuesday, and then going to be driving a good part of the day and then hunting all day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday morning. The truck is all ready. I've got new tires on, alignment, oil change, and also replaced a couple of the coil packs where the cylinders were misfiring. So I feel really good about. It's a 2005, so it's an older truck, but I feel good about it, getting me there. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. So leaving tomorrow, we'll see you on the road. I almost forgot scripture of the day, 2 Corinthians 12:10. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weakness, in insults, in hardships, in persecution, in difficulties, for when I am weak, then I am strong. Very much the truth on that. So, good way to start out the trip. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Still about 4 hours away. I remember last year when I was coming up these roads, there was snow on the ground. It was the middle of the night, and my rear-wheel drive pickup truck with not great back tires was not doing too good. So got new tires on this time and no snow, of course. Finally got here after 7 hours. All right, here with Dan. Same exact room we stayed in last year too. We had to fight for this room. They were gonna put us upstairs. Got the fridge is all packed up with some stuff. Got the little propane burner for eggs in the morning. Brought my coffee pot and coffee grinder because I knew that they didn't have a coffee pot here. So I'm gonna settle in and go out before first light tomorrow. All right, we had a nice hearty breakfast and we're heading up the hill to a spot Dan scouted yesterday. Saw some deer up there and a lot of sign. So it's a nice cold morning. It's like 30 degrees right now. Got frost on the cooler there. So Dan decided to go up ahead to the spot he was looking at. And I'm gonna hunt right here, but there's like 3 scrapes right here, and there's like 5 more right down here. So looks like a really good transition crossing spot. He said there's bedding on both sides. I mean, these are super fresh. So, well, I'm not 100% positive, but I feel like I keep hearing deer crossing the trail to my south, maybe about 50, 60 yards, but I can't see because it's so thick. I'm only about 10 yards off this trail that has all the scrapes on it. And Dan says there's bedding behind me, which they were down there blowing this morning, down the hill directly to my west. Apparently there's also bedding across the trail to the east. So there's like a whole bunch of scrapes right up here on this trail. And it's only about 8:40. So I don't know. I might want to stay up here a little longer. But I also don't want to miss the deer crossing the trail if they're crossing down that way. So I'll take a few minutes to decide and figure out what I want to do. So I moved to a new spot. It might only be about 100 to 150 yards away from the other spot. I got a bunch of ridges that kind of dump down into a bottom. There was a nice rub down here and a scrape. And I think this is like right around the place on the trail where it seemed like that it sounded like they were going up and over from where I was at. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I just I decided to get up from the spot where I was because I think we're getting ready to leave. So there's where that ridge comes down. I was sitting up above this thick stuff, but I could hear deer down here. You know, figured it looked like might be a good bedding area, and I think so because you can see this row of thick stuff all along here. So I think it was a doe. I just saw her run off, saw the tail, and but I'm pretty sure she was bedded like right over there. This looks like a cool bottom to maybe get into a tree. So I'm gonna mark this. I don't know if we'll be back at this particular property this season, but this would be a good spot to mark for next season. All right, met back up with Dan. We're heading back down towards the truck. I'm gonna go to the other spot. That guy, there's a guy that was like hunting behind me up there, and I think he's the one who put this rope here to get up this hill because it's super steep. All right, so Dan and I decided to do some speed scouting and come check out the spot down at the bottom where I hunted last year, and then we're gonna go check out one of his spots up top. This is the bedding area down here. That's a big print. That was in there this morning. So what they did last year, when I first discovered this spot, before I discovered where the bedding area was, which is over there, I went to set up on one of these little fingers coming down. Mm-hmm. And in the evening, they came out of the bedding area and they went across there. And there was some does I jumped over there, and they were probably after some does that they had smelled. But I remember being on this little trail right here. This is a deer trail right here. That's real fresh. That looks like it's from this morning. It's wet. All right, so here's the pinch point. That's a good ambush spot right there where Dan is sitting. This is where they come up into the bedding area. There's a scrape right here. It's not super fresh, but Dan just texted me. He's got a buck down. I just barely got set up. That's awesome. More to come on that. I don't know anything else. Ohio deer down. I just packed up out of my tree here. I was kind of unsuspecting. We had been scouting sign all week, and I gave Corey the option of where he wanted to go, and we had two different spots in mind, and I dropped into this ravine, and from up above on the trail I had a really nice 8-point come in and drop down into the bottom, and I made a 40-yard shot on him, and he's dead in the bottom, but I'll kind of show you what it looks like here. So there was this little trail here with a couple of scrapes on it leading up to the top, and he actually came down this ridge to my left, to the left side of the screen there, walked across it and gave me time to range him at 40 yards, and then I put a shot in him, and he ended up sliding down into the gully, and he's finished. So now begins the fun. We got the pack out ahead of us, so I'm going to take some stuff back to the car, and we'll show you him later. Well, this is my Ohio buck, 2024. Real nice buck. Still got some
bark chips on his antlers and stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, I hunted till I could not see anything more, and illegal shooting light. Got down all packed up, and now I'm gonna walk over and see what I can help Dan with. Probably get that thing most of the way quartered out by now. All right, there's Dan. Perching Dan and his buck. I guess this thing ran all the way down here. Where is it? Oh, wow. Hey, he's a good size. Dang, he's real big. Holy crap. Man, what? This is a frick. Is this the biggest deer you've gotten now? Huh? That thing is, man, rutting buck. You can smell him. Look at that thing. Holy crap, dude. Congrats. You picked the right spot for sure. I didn't see a thing.
You didn't see anything?
I could see 300 yards down the hill. I could see 150 yards to each side, and I could see 60 yards up the ridge. In that entire space, I never saw a single deer.
I bet you there's 20 deer down in this bottom. When I've been cutting them up, deer just keep going by me.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you think I should hunt in the morning? I don't know where I should hunt.
This spot was fine.
Well, you're obviously better
I can hear
hunting this hill country than I am.
all over that hill, all over the bottom.
Where?
This guy actually came down from the top, all the way to the top, up above that second trail. He came off the hill, and then he was on this side, and I was like over on that side, and I ranged him at 40 and shot him, and then he dropped and rolled down the hill.
You shot him at 40 yards?
40 yards.
So did you? So where were you? Were you above? Were you above that trail?
I was on the right side of this ditch. Like you could see this.
So you were below this trail that the sled's on.
Yeah.
What made you come down here? Like what were you looking at?
See, there's this little like spine here that goes.
Yeah,
down.
because I was just walking on
it
that.
It almost looks like a road that goes all the way down the bottom. So I was like, well, that's pretty easy travel for a deer. And I started walking down it, and I saw old rubs and I saw old scrapes, and I was like, you know, I could see a buck coming out of the bottom and going up to the top. And so then I actually set up probably like almost 80 yards up that way in a tree, and then he came from.
Because how did you set up in a tree with all this? How did you set up in a tree with all this thick crap everywhere?
Oh, it's not too bad. You can see pretty good.
Dang, when you said you shot a nice 8-pointer, I did not expect it to be this nice. Yeah, these things. Wow. That is amazing. I gotta get it. Have you gotten any pictures or anything? Mm-hmm. Oh, you posed with it?
Not like great ones.
Let me. Well, since I got this thing, let me get. You want to get behind it, and I'll get a picture of you with it. Where did?
It's so crazy though, because like there wasn't like any big signs or anything that would make me think that a big buck was gonna come. And then at like 3:30, I just see something on top of the hill, and he's coming right down the hill, and I'm like, what in the heck?
You just see him coming down, huh? I'm sure you were. Like, the reason I asked you where I should go in the morning is because, like I said, you're always in the deer, and I never seem to be in the deer. Like, I just always pick the wrong spot. So, I don't want to just go hunt down in the bottom tomorrow and then not see anything. Like
I think the bottom will be good.
What down there, that tree we picked out down there in that bedding area?
Yeah.
You think that'll be good? I thought you were saying you didn't think it was going to be good because you thought the wind's going to be blowing from the direction that they're coming.
I don't know.
Well, what an adventure. We got it all quartered up and made a couple, well, actually not 2 trips, but we just made a couple trips up to that little extra road and hauled it out on the sled. Nice buck, very nice buck. Hey, I completely forgot to do a closing video for that hunt last night. I want to give a big shout out to Lawson Hunts, Southwest Virginia. I really love his channel. It's actually a lot like this Ohio hunting, this hill country, very mountainous
terrain, and lots of great videos of getting out there way out on public land and slaying some nice bucks and bear as well. We got out of there kind of late, used the sled to get all the meat out, and yeah, great time. Now got a couple more days to try to get me a buck. So all right, we'll see you out there. Thanks a lot again, everyone, for joining me. See you the next time.